I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome in. Glad to see a few people come in. Van, great to see you. What's going on, bro? We're gonna welcome you to the, to Sugar City. Yeah, oh wait, they didn't have a meeting tonight. We've been waiting to hear about the meeting, and then we found out that it was canceled tonight. So we decided we're going to go and we're just going to do our own little meeting here and talk about a few things that needed to be talked about Sugar City. We've got a few people here with us as far as, there we go. We'll make it a little bit more homely for Sugar City here. We've got the mayor and we've got the mayor pro tem sitting at the table here, so we should be good. I mean, this should be a full meeting.
It's official.
And then on top of it, we've got Mr. John Denicola.
John D.
Evening, guys. Hello, everyone. How you doing?
Oh, man. So we've been talking in the background a little bit. There's a few things going on with Sugar City. If you're not familiar, there's about $500,000 missing. Nobody knows where it went. Records aren't being given. Let's see. They like to make ordinances without following the proper ordinance procedure. They do that too. I think they've. I think this recent meeting, what we were waiting for is we were waiting for the meeting, and they weren't going to Zoom it anymore, as well as on Facebook anymore. Nope. So
no more Zoom.
No. And from what I hear, they like to generate their revenue. So if you want a copy of the meeting, you have to go down there and request a copy of the meeting and pay for that copy of that meeting.
There you go. We got to pay the bills.
Yeah, it's not like the core law says that you can go down there and inspect it, though, right? Visually inspect it, and you can always record it when you're inspecting it. What do we know?
Well, apparently not much. I mean, these people apparently know more than we do, John. I mean, they've made that abundantly clear. They know more than the people do. But then again, I mean, that comes with the reign of power and having access to information. I mean, I guess you could have control over your population that way, right?
Yeah, well, I guess. I mean, because I know that the stuff that I requested, I wasn't getting. So,
Did you say please?
I said I was sorry.
Oh. Yeah, maybe you didn't say please.
I don't know. I mean, I've gotten reports from, different people stating that they can't seem to get any type of information when they request it, or at least if it makes the town look bad, they can't get any information.
Well, I would agree with that statement because before my request was pretty much ignored, I did what the mayor asked me to do, which was send a screenshot of the fact that I was blocked in a chat with the mayor pro tempore, and I sent her exactly what she asked for. And after that, I also placed my record request, and I haven't gotten it. They haven't even responded to it.
So it's your fault that they stopped Zoom, huh, John Denicola?
It's quite possible.
They probably couldn't figure out how to unblock you, so they just blocked everybody. Equal access, right? Fair and equal access. If
Well,
they
yeah,
can't, yeah, right?
I would think that maybe even possibly viewpoint discrimination. Maybe, I don't know.
And you know, this is the second meeting in a row that they've canceled short notice. So
Yeah, I thought there. When you cancel a meeting, there's supposed to be like 24 hours notice. I mean,
Yeah, not too.
unless it's a major emergency. You know what I mean?
yeah, somebody's yeah. Could have been a major emergency, John.
Yeah.
Four Corners, Motor City Maniac. Good to see you guys, Van. Thank you guys all for being here. Thanks for smashing the thumbs up. We are live on both channels, You People and Good Citizen Media. And yeah, we're discussing Sugar City, Colorado, a small town. Approximately 250 folks live there, and $500,000 just went missing. In April, they appointed a new board, basically, a few new members, new mayor pro tem, and things are gonna get better, but they don't, you know. So, Wolverine, good to see you. Yeah, so they don't want people knowing what's going on, so they're just gonna stop the Zoom. They don't have any other way to broadcast. They just don't feel the need to broadcast. So the people that go there, they get threats with, they'll be removed, so they don't really feel comfortable going.
You know what I find kind of troubling too is you're talking about the whole new leadership, but what you did, what I think you forgot too, is the fact that the women that were working in the office when all this was taking place are still there, right? And these are the same people that are making mistakes on billing for, billing people. Um, I'm not even sure whether it was for the trash or if it was, I think, the water that they were shutting off. So, I mean, you have 17 people in a town less than 250, I think. That's, it's a pretty good.
It's a small town, very small
It
town.
is. It is. Thunder Rolls, great to see you. What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, it's just a tiny town, not very big at all. So to be missing $500,000, like golly, that's a lot.
It is definitely a lot of money to be missing, but then again, I mean, it's not anything uncommon here in Colorado. I mean, look at the town of Boone. The town of Boone had the same issue, except here's the kicker. The mayor actually admitted that she took the money. She even told the news agencies that she took the money. And I've not been able to follow up on that story, not whatsoever. Like, I can't even get anybody from Boone to tell me if the money was returned, if the mayor was arrested. Like, there is no information on this, and it seems to be a common trend out here in southern Colorado.
Yeah, we're finding it in a lot of towns, right? Like this here town. And see, they have this trash service. That's where they make a lot of their income. Right.
There we go. That fixes my feedback. Thunder Roll says we have 2 major prisons in my county. We are county seat for Sugar City. Wolverine Transparency. Yeah, I do believe that was the mayor, right? Like over here in Sugar City as well, that the mayor just disappeared with $500,000.
Yeah, I mean, they ain't said where the money went. So new mayor. That mayor ain't in jail.
Well, there's always an open investigation, Wolverine. Don't you know that? I mean, we've had John Denicola, myself, Good Citizen Media. We've been doing our core requests. In fact, we've even had reports of the mayor pro tem, because the mayor pro tem is the one that actually tipped us off to all of this and tried to bring us in. And we don't know what's going on right now. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this town as far as, you know, the Zoom link being taken down. Now you're going to have to pay for a USB or something for the meetings to actually see what happened at the meetings. By this website we pulled up, or at least I pulled up, and these are all from, I think the last one listed was 2024 of March as far as
Yeah.
these agendas and special meetings are concerned.
And
And
just
there's
think
not much to them.
that's after the new council. You know what I mean? That's after the switch. That's after the change. You know, that's not them doing better, you know, is the point there. No transparency, none. If you go on to Sugar City, Colorado website here and you look, you'll have no idea what the town has going on. And most of
What's
the
up, Johnny
information is
Bravo?
old and outdated.
Hey, Lat. Yeah, it's all old and updated. Like, seriously, it's not even anywhere. Like, look.
What's up, Johnny?
It's February of 2024.
Yep.
Like town financials of 2024. You get the final budget of 2024.
Right.
I'm
they're
actually
years
quite
behind on their audits as well. You know, it's like they were working on that last I heard too, trying to just basically write it off. Just write it off. We'll write it off. We couldn't keep up. Oh well. Huh.
right.
What's up,
Well,
Mercy?
you know, that makes me wonder. I mean, we know that in like another town, which is the Aguilar issue there, that the state had held up that $160,000, right? So if the state held up their money like they did in Aguilar, the big question now is how much money did the state have, and do they get to keep that now? Because they are trying to go, no, we don't have anything, so we're just going to go to a zero balance on it. You keep whatever we have in taxes.
I mean, that's the way it seems to work out here. They hold your taxes until certain things are completed. And in fact, here, this is to certify that the tax levy to be assessed by you upon all property within the limits of the town be based on the total assessed valuation of, wow, almost $1 million for the year of 2022. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because it seems like a lot of these towns that have these problems down here all do the same thing. They all go off of old information in their budgets. This is supposed to be 2024 budgets. Where's 2023?
With 2022.
Oh my gosh. Well, they don't got very much in the general fund. I mean, those are the expenditures. Road and Bridge Fund, they got about 15. They got 100,000 in there. Wow, that trash fund is what's really bringing it in, isn't it? I mean, the revenue total on that's almost 700,000.
Trash pays, man.
Hell, they're not even bringing in the revenue that they're putting out for their sewer. That sounds like here. Just about evening out on their water fund, and $20. They've spent $20 more than their revenue on the road and bridge fund. Future debt requirements are as follows. What is that for?
I think they got some trucks they're paying on, maybe.
In 2006, the town received $306,000 on a loan to upgrade the wastewater lagoons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
so they're still paying on that. And they got to pay out payments are about $15,000 on those. This is a second one. In 2009, they received another loan to complete the existing wastewater project. Develop properties. The bond is payable to the USDA at 4.25%. Wow, they're going to be paying up on this until 2044. And this was done back in 2004. Man. They got a lot of debt here. Trash fund debt. Over 200,000 loan to purchase the Peterbilt truck. And this is for a second truck, 189,000. That's going out until 27. Look, they've got checking accounts. John, didn't you say that there was no checking accounts?
That's what I was told. And I was also told there were no credit cards.
Oh, well, I think you found your checking account. You got your general fund of 71,000. Trash. I don't understand. Why are these so low compared to what was sitting up at the top? Like the trash says the revenue should have been around like 600, 700,000, right? Like you've only got 45 in there. They've got
right,
savings.
They probably did.
Well, and there's their savings accounts for their sewer, water, road and bridge, and conversation trust, and those are pretty low as well. And then the investment of a landfill is about 6,000. You got that fund, but that's it. That's their budget. Like that doesn't even look like anything like we've ever seen out of a budget out of any of the towns that we've gotten. In fact, I think I got more information just pulling this budget just due to the fact that they've included all their little water funds and what they owe here. And this is actually pretty detailed. I mean, I got to say, this is pretty detailed considering as how like most of the stuff is just vague. Like it says something and it, you know, it refers to a loan, but at least they've gone into detail here on what these loans are about. I think that's the most detail that I've seen out of anything that I've gotten out of Sugar City.
Yeah, they owe money.
Question is do they still have the equipment?
I do believe they do. But you know, we wouldn't know. I mean, we've been trying to get a hold of Cody, the mayor pro tem, to see if he was willing to come up and be on tonight's show and maybe explain what some of the meeting was supposed to be about, maybe talk about some topics, but doesn't seem we can get a hold of him right now.
Isn't that always the way?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Sugar City's just gonna not have their meetings, I guess. That's how they keep it under control. Just not have the meetings.
They don't do Cora requests, Wolverine. They don't or FOIA requests. They don't do that there. We don't do Cora FOIA requests over here in Southern Colorado. They don't like doing that. Doesn't matter if it's the law or not, Wolverine.
In Southern Colorado, they'd rather leave you in the dark than put you into the light. It's brutal, absolutely brutal to do a Cora request in Colorado.
Same thing for you, brother. I hope you're doing well. You know, you're more than welcome to come down and hang out anytime, bro. Yeah, Southern Colorado is kind of crazy, man. Like, seriously, every single town that I've gone into. Well, I think the best one, what they wanted, like, it was some crazy amount to get their budget. Some crazy amount. And that was over there in Alamosa County over there. And we walked in and we tried to get their budget and they wanted to like charge us some outrageous amount. And we're like, okay, well, can we look at it? And they're like, yeah, you can look at it, but you can't take pictures. Get the fuck out of here. And then they had the cops chasing us around.
I thought they wanted like $35 for that.
Yeah, it was like 35, $45 for that. Yeah. And then I ended up going and getting it right off the internet for free. So there is a website here in Colorado. It's the DOLA website where you can go on and you can get anybody's budget. You don't have to request their budget. You can go on this website and you can pull their budgets, no problem. But I still like to go and get their budgets and request their budgets just so that way I can make sure that they both match between the DOLA system and what they hand me. I have noticed that out here, they like to change books and change different stuff out here and give you one set of information when it's completely different. You have to watch your information when you request it out here.
Yeah, I think at one point, didn't we have one of them where we requested like the deputies that worked in the sheriff's department, and we found out that there was a cop that was actually listed as working in two different agencies, right?
Well, that was another one, yeah. And that's because again, I think we covered this at the last show, is that the law enforcement out here, there really is no qualified immunity. There isn't. There's no qualified immunity in Colorado. It's probably one of the only states out here in the United States that does not have qualified immunity. Unfortunately, you know, we all know how that works. And if they go underneath investigation, they just up and leave, and they go to a different department, or they wait for the investigation to get done. We just recently covered Walsenburg, who's hiring a police chief. They're starting up their own police department again. They had one prior, they shut it down, and they're bringing in a police chief that is now currently underneath investigation. And that police department up in Morrison was shut down underneath his watch. Well, we're gonna bring him down here into Walsenburg. We're gonna hire him before we even know a job description.
Yeah, if memory serves, wasn't that the same chief of police that they were looking into for predatory practices on traffic stops?
No, that was one of his people that he hired.
Oh,
He
okay.
was underneath investigation and decided, yeah, he's gonna hire him because he's gonna trust that fact. And obviously, he gave his guy a gleaming review that nothing ever happened underneath his watch when he was there, but he did refer to his people a lot, as far as his department and how he runs a strict department, and he is all about that revenue generation too. Like I think that was his biggest selling point in the Walsenburg meeting, was the fact that he could generate so much revenue for these people. It's not even funny, just with a traffic camera. What's funny is the town can do the same thing. They don't need the police chief. They don't need a police department. They just need to contract with a third-party vendor, and they will bring in a camera, they will set it up, and they will issue out tickets. They don't need a police department. They have a sheriff's department for that, right in town.
Yeah, that guy's funny because he was saying that they were doing like 44,000 tickets in a 6-month time frame, and that was when it first started. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, where he was at, we'll grant the fact that Morrison is kind of like one of those destinations that you've got a lot of people from different areas coming to, due to the fact of all of the events that they hold there. They hold different concerts, they hold different events. They're pretty much busy 7 months out of the year, and they've got people coming in from all over. They're located right near Denver, which gives them access to the Denver airport. And when they hold these things, people come in from all over. So it is a revenue generation. They say, he said in the meeting, I'm not targeting these people. And even one of the council members was like, well, you can't target people who are speeding. No, you can't target people who are speeding because they are speeding. I kind of agree with that statement, but it was a high traffic area, and we all know that they target the high traffic areas for tickets for revenue generation.
Well, if I remember correctly, he said that he was doing security for those events, and when he was doing security at the events, that's when they started setting up for the traffic.
Right. Well, I mean, again, he also said that he spent a couple days in Walsenburg. So he's been working for Walsenburg. Walsenburg hired him as an employee, right? So the town of Walsenburg can hire employees. It doesn't have to go through the council. It doesn't have to be brought to the public. They can just hire an employee. So they hired him already, right? But they hired him underneath administrative purposes. So they weren't sure last night at the meeting on whether he needed a contract or if they were just going to leave him as an employee. Like, there was a lot of confusion because of that, because they hired him before they even had the job description for the police the chief of police, displayed. Like, half of them didn't even know if there was a description for the job.
Yeah, but I think my takeaway with that was the fact that one of the council members contacted the lawyer to draw up the contract for this guy. So they had already made up their minds about what they were going to pay him and everything else. If you have somebody from the board telling the lawyer to draw up that contract.
Right. Yeah, you're right, Wolverine. But that's the way it rolls down here in Southern Colorado, man. Like it seems like, but it is like so if you know about small towns, excuse me 1 second, let me blow my nose. If you know about small towns, you know about the mentalities in these small towns and how most of these small towns are run. And usually the small towns are run by the families that have been there for quite some time. It's not even by the governments, it's by the families. And we all know how small government works. If you can get away with it, let's get away with it. Me and GCM and John Denicola here have been working tirelessly. I would say it's probably the biggest audit that anybody's ever done because, frankly, we've pretty much audited all of Southern Colorado, including the higher up governments, to see what they would do, how they would react, and how things have been handled. And as it stands right now, they've all failed. Every single department, every single agency, every single town. I'm sorry, there's been one town that is passed. There's been one town, and that's Levita, Colorado. Levita, Colorado was wonderful. We walked in, they gave us all the information we need. Anytime I've done a core request with them, I've gotten it, no problem. And I mean, I've asked for the same stuff that John's asked for through Sugar City, accounts, this, that, and the other. I've gotten it all from Levita. Levita is the only town down here in Southern Colorado that I believe is doing everything the right way. But unfortunately, the rest of them, they're underneath that small town mentality where if they can put their hands into it, they're not going to get into any trouble. We've already proven that, you know, nobody from a higher up agency will step into these roles down here. Hell, lawyers don't even want to even take cases down here. It's so hard to get a lawyer to take a case down here unless it's like completely slam dunk case. Right, Gail.
I think the other thing too, and you know, this is a shitty takeaway. You know, even if you got a lawyer, trying to get a lawyer to file motions in the courts down here is like pulling teeth. I mean, you're going up against you hit a brick wall at every turn down here. I mean, right now you got a DA who's taking sides with the town over the people. He sees that these people are making false claims, having people arrested. I mean, I'm blown away. I mean, it goes to the district attorney. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, but you haven't even told everybody the best part yet is, you know, for those people that are like, well, just do it yourself, John. Why don't you tell them what happens when you try to do it yourself too?
Oh, Wovey, they just say we're statutory. We don't have to do that.
So, well, it's funny you should ask because I tried to do that myself. I had all the paperwork filled out. They told me I was missing a form. I filled out that form. I complied with what they asked. I turned the paperwork in and boom. The guy that was helping me and was accepting my paperwork now all of a sudden said, no, I can't take it. There's a mistake here. You got to correct this. You got the wrong form. This isn't the form that we use here.
That's funny.
Okay, give me the form. I'll be more than happy to fill out whatever you want me to fill out.
Right.
And then you get dead silence. You can't get them to call you back. You can't get them to answer emails. And then you find out that the DA is involved and you're being stopped because the DA doesn't want those cases to go forward. And I got to be honest with you. I mean, they're no-brainer cases, really.
Very no-brainer cases. Very no-brainer cases.
Listen, when you have audio of the woman telling you that you're going to get your requests and you don't get them, and it's been a year, there's pretty much no doubt that that they violated the law. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. And there's more than one time that we've got her doing the same thing, and we've got her where we've had her backed against the wall, where we've asked her straight up, where's my stuff? And she's come out and said, you're not getting it. Or, oh, you'll have it this afternoon, and it never shows up. I'm sorry. And even after she's gone, you get to deal with the other two nitwits that work in that office, and they do the same crap because they learn from the best.
Yeah, but it's not just her, John. I mean, look at Sugar City. They're doing it. Rocky Ford, they're doing it. Los Animas, they're doing it. The
They're all
sheriffs,
doing it.
they're all doing it.
I will say this,
and it
I
doesn't
will
matter
say
how
this.
big of a stink you make about it, Wolby. It's nobody cares.
You know, it's funny too because you know, you brought up Rockyford, and I got to put this one out there because I'm sorry, but I'm just absolutely heated. We were told by the mayor, who actually appeared on your show, and that mayor of Rockyford said, "Oh, you guys can do core requests. We're real good at taking care of those." Well, I can tell you right now, I know for a fact that there are 4 outstanding core requests in Rockyford. I know for a fact that a core request made to the Rockyford police station involving an incident with the now mayor, right? Also, he was the former pro temp who was
Drop
arrested.
anything you want, friends of code.
Who was arrested for domestic violence last September of 23, and a couple other charges. I think one of them was harassment and something else. You know, now all of a sudden, you know, we request body cam footage, we request the police reports. We told we can have them, and then 2 conversations down the road, we're told that the case is sealed, not by a judge. The police department sealed these records. Since when are public records sealed? But this is what we get.
Right. You got to wrench them up, GCM.
All right, I'll handle that.
Give them a second, Friends and Co. We'll get you a wrench. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, John. Like they don't fill out the core requests. I mean, maybe it's just because we touch on touchy subjects, like council members putting their hands on people at events that they work security for.
Well,
Like, have you ever heard of that? I'm sorry,
well,
John.
you know, reportedly, okay, reportedly, that council member that put hands on somebody did it to minors, 2 minors that we know of, or at least that we were reportedly told that she put hands on 2 minors. And when one of the parents of one of the minors stepped in, she put hands on that parent, reportedly. So it begs the question, why is that information being withheld from the public?
Right.
Because those are things that have been requested as well. Oh, it's under investigation. So, you know, and the funny part is until we started questioning this, right? And until 2 days ago, when an email was sent to the chief of police about a record request that was made for that incident, that council member, her charges weren't anywhere in the Colorado docket. Now all of a sudden, go into today and boom, she's got to appear on somewhere in January, sometime January 20th, somewhere in there. So how did that miraculously just pop up on a docket all of a sudden? You know, I mean. And why won't they release that information?
Well, it was underneath investigation, John.
Yeah.
I think that's
You
their favorite.
realize I'm in my head right now, right?
I think that that's their favorite phrase around here when it comes to FOIA and core requests is it's underneath investigation.
Yeah, it's under investigation. Yeah. Well,
And
you know,
since
that's
most of the towns are actually under investigation, it's quite funny.
yeah.
Hey, Robert. Robert stopped in to say hi. Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, what can you do? What can you do as a citizen? This is collaboration time. I think we should start getting some opinions on how we should handle the situations down here with some of these small towns that can't follow the law and yet don't get held accountable by the law either. I mean, how do you battle a government that cannot be governed?
You know, I got to be honest with you. I don't even know anymore. I mean, you know, there are some groups that are out there that are supposed to help. One of the organizations that I know of in Colorado is the what is it? The Colorado organization. The guy Jeff. Oh my God. They deal in Cora and open meetings laws in Colorado, and I can't remember the name of them.
The First Amendment Coalition?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, the
So,
Colorado First Amendment Coalition. Look them up. They're a great organization down here. Unfortunately, the majority of their work is up north. Anything past Pueblo and north, I mean, stuff gets done. I mean, you can get your cases seen, you can get stuff done up there. Once you go from Pueblo south, though, the people up north don't really care about the south. I can tell you that the governor really does not want to respond to anything about Aguilar. Like no government agency has any type of control over a lot of these little towns because apparently they're all statutory, and that's a whole other aspect. I think John, is it possible to take away statutory positions for towns?
not that I know of. I mean, they kind of do their own thing, really. And the only way
Right.
that you get that to happen is they would have to vote to no longer be a
Unin-
statutory town.
right. They basically have to unincorporate themselves.
Yeah.
I was wondering if maybe there was a process. I mean, I don't think a petition or anything like that is going to help with this. I think you would have to actually fight for something to actually majorly change in the court system for this. But again, the statutory towns, they handle themselves, and any of the higher up government agencies will tell you that themselves. Like we don't mess with them. But that also brings up a mind fuck for me because if they're their own little town, like basically they're claiming to be sovereign, like they're their own little town that they can create their own laws. They're basically acting like they're a sovereign nation, kind of like the Gila River Reservation. They're trying to, that's the way that they act. They can do their own thing, and they don't have to abide by the state, but yet they have to abide by the state, and the state gives them money, but the states have no controls over them. Like, how does any of this make any sense? Can somebody please help me make it make sense? Because if I would figure that if they are receiving state funding, then the state would have some sort of control over them. If the state is able to hold on to their property taxes for not doing their audits, why can't they do something to the administration if they're not following the law?
It's not
Because
good to
out
see you.
Because out here, it's more along the lines of the fact of law enforcement going, it's a conflict of interest. We can't touch them because they're a part of the government. Because the law enforcement works for the town that it's a conflict of interest. Sheriffs won't touch them, and then
We get a
you can't.
contract.
What's that?
We get a contract.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like, what are the people supposed to do down here? Because it really seems like to me that the people aren't the ones actually controlling the governments down here in a sense, if you think about it. Like, they're not. It's the government controlling the government over the people. Really have no say. Like, they've taken that illusion away from people, and people seem to be okay with this down here. Bribes and kickbacks. Yep. Snark and Sass, good to see you. Right?
Yeah, they're just used to it anymore, you know.
I will say this: we've seen some good people in Sugar City stand up to the new board and speak their piece, and that's another thing that's another reason why I think that they're shutting these meetings down. Is more people are starting to attend the Sugar City, and they are standing up and they're pointing out what's wrong, and you know, you can only say, well, it's not our fault. We just got here for so long, and people are just getting fed up.
Right. Friends in code we have, or at least I have. I applied to be a marshal here in Aguilar, so that way I could at least get my foot into the door on law enforcement in a small way. They didn't want me as marshal. I don't know why. couldn't tell you. I mean, I follow the law. I'm pretty good at looking up the law and knowing the law. It's not that hard to write a ticket. Like, marshal out here would have been nothing. Like, I can't even, like, I could probably put somebody in handcuffs and detain them, but I couldn't transport them. I'd have to wait for the sheriff's department to come out and finish the arrest. Like, that's about as much power as I would have had. But apparently that was too much power for me.
It would have been great if you got the marshal job. Then we could have fucking followed you around with camera.
Right? Well, and that's what I was saying. So I think that's what they were afraid of, because I made it very clear that I would live stream nonstop while I was on duty. And I don't think they like that aspect either, but they really don't like us live streaming around here, period. So I don't know. I thought it was a great idea. Open transparency, like, show the cops how it's done. Look, you can go live stream and do your job, and then at least then it's live stream. They can't delete the footage.
You're not wrong.
Right? That would be dope cop watches. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think they I just don't think that they would have trusted me with all those cameras and all that stuff, because they probably would have thought that I would have arrested them, John. I think that's what the main problem was. I think they thought that I was going to arrest them.
Well, that's that whole probable cause thing. So, yeah, I think you would have had more than enough too. For a lot.
Right. Well, and then, to top it off, friends in code, I applied. I came like really close to be getting on the maintenance team over here. I got really close, but unfortunately, I still had a little bit of weed in my system, and I popped dirty. And apparently the mayor can smoke weed, and the office ladies can eat gummies and smoke vapes and drink and do all types of crazy stuff. That's okay. But a little bit of weed in my system, and I couldn't get the job. Damn it. That was after I worked for him for a week. And I guess that was voluntary because I never got paid. I never signed any paperwork, but it's all right. I got a good view of a couple of their tanks and the inside of their shop and stuff like that. I got inside for a week. Come on, how many auditors get inside of a town hall maintenance shop for a week? Yeah, I know it's legal in the state, but they claim because it's a federal job that you can't do it still. So, yeah, they didn't give me the job. But again, I mean, it's no secret. The mayor smokes. She came right up to us and like when she was getting brought in as mayor and made a joke about hitting her pen a little bit too hard. Yeah, I mean, it's not that these people aren't doing stuff. Again, friends in code, I think they just wanted a reason not to hire me, and that was the reason to not hire me. Now, all the other jobs that I've seen them hire people for, they never made a big stink about drug tests before, but now ever since I tried to get the job there, they make a big stink about drug tests there. Every meeting. You're going to get a drug test, right? We gotta make sure. Not that they're gonna tell anybody because if they put somebody in there they like. I mean, we've already got proof that they put somebody in there that they like that shouldn't have passed the drug test. There's no way in hell that person passed the drug test. No way in hell. But they got a job there. Didn't last too long, but they got a job there. Right? Oh, yeah.
We're going to get Johnny B up here working in the maintenance department.
Oh,
undercover.
Yeah, because they don't know. Yeah, they don't know Johnny
brother.
B.
Right.
Yeah, they don't know Johnny B.
Brother. We
Fuck
could do
yeah.
it. Infiltrate.
I mean, it wouldn't be any different from when we had the maintenance guys before sticking small cameras and microphones inside there for us. So it wouldn't be any different. We got to get Johnny B down here.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Right. We'll hook him up with a place to stay and everything. We'll just have to get him to infiltrate. Just don't drink the water, bro. I don't care what they tell you. Leave the Kool-Aid alone.
And don't bathe in it.
No. Hey, Amazing Audits snuck one in. Amazing Audits and Lady J, they infiltrated. Yep.
Do they have rangers in Colorado? I don't think they have rangers in Colorado. I think that's what the marshal is out here is a ranger.
Just put a sticker on the side of your vehicle and get a badge. You'll be all right.
Hell yeah. Oh, killing me. Well, yeah, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, the more we cover, I'm never amazed anymore. Like, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I'm always amazed every time that I walk out my front door or I go on this internet and I hear about what's going on in some of these towns. Like, it just, I'm always amazed at like what is going on. And nobody is even like really trying to attempt to stop it.
No, they don't care. Water's good.
Take my money.
Here it is. Golly.
Thank you, sir, man. Another.
Right?
Another. You know? No, it is. It's just the way it is. You know? So, I mean, they can't get right everywhere we look. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? But they do it.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. You know, how many of these town hall meetings do we cover where the seats are just empty? Nobody gives a shit. Not even enough to take 2 hours out of their month to go sit in a meeting. You know?
Well, I got to agree. I mean, it's kind of boring. There's a lot of boring shit there, but again, it's very informative, and that's where you learn where your tax dollars are going to. But it's really hard when the towns themselves are either being non-transparent, like Sugar City, who's decided we're not gonna stream our meetings anymore. If you want to go to the meeting, you have to go to the meeting, or you got to pay for it. And then uh, I don't know. It's just stupid. It really is. It's just stupid down here. All the non-transparency, all the hiding. Like I don't get it. I don't get why the people let it go. Is it that mentality where you just shut your mouth and everything will be okay?
I think Gail hit the nail on the head. I mean, I think part of the problem is that if you do fight back, you pay the price. You know, I mean, we've seen it. I mean, when Good Citizen got jumped last in October, you know what I mean? What happened? The wrong person. Well, two people should have went to jail that day. Instead, one went to jail. One was issued a summons to appear. I mean, and that's just bullshit because one was defending himself. You know, and not even 2 weeks after that incident, the two cops, one that issued the citation, no longer work for the department. How the fuck does that happen?
Well, that happens because they decided to give like bad information. Basically, they were telling citizens and business owners that it's probably best to band up against us and get us out of town. I mean, when you're making statements like that on your own body cam, yeah, you probably want to change departments really quick.
Well, you know, and not for nothing, you know, but it seems to me that when you're turning around and you have a guy that's threatening to continuously get arrested because he's going to keep doing the same thing that he did that day, what are you doing by even allowing that? I mean, at that point he wasn't in cuffs. That statement alone should have put him in cuffs. And the cop just laughed it off like it was nothing. No.
Well, no, he didn't just laugh it off like it was nothing either. So, if you listen to the audio very carefully, when he's sitting there going, "Oh, you're going to have to arrest me a few more times," Johnson even is over there helping him, going, "That's not helping your case."
Right.
I mean, it was very clear. If I put up the whole body cam footage, it's very clear that Johnson was trying to make sure that he could try to lessen the penalty on the people that were the aggressors and try and stiffen the penalty on the person that actually should not have even had a penalty put on him to begin with.
And I'm, you know, forgive me for saying it, but it technically the victim.
What's up, Joko? What's up, Robert?
Again, this is ridiculous crap.
That's our buddy Robert. But
I got to be honest with you, Sugar City, they're doing the same thing. I mean, I think one of the first Zoom meetings we were in, we're sitting there, we're watching the Zoom meeting, and the mayor is swearing at the people that she serves.
Yeah, and the threats.
Yeah,
Talk about my mom like that again. I'll whoop your ass or something like that.
yeah, that was made against myself, I believe. You know, again, I mean, this is what you get. You know, that mentality of we'll do what we want because we can get away with it. You know, and
Right. Well, I mean, it's not a very long video, but let's give a few people, in case they haven't watched it, let's give a few people just a taste of this. It's only a 6-minute video. Welcome back, everybody. Got another little story for you. So this story involves John Paul, and from what I understand, he's pleading not guilty. Okay, well, we'll go over just a snippet of video here, and maybe we'll explain a few things.
So what are you thinking so far? So far, we're going to figure out what they said, what words were exchanged.
Now, as you just heard Deputy Johnson, he just said he has to figure out what words were exchanged. That means both parties, right?
So they're probably going to get assault charge, and TJ's going to get harassment. Yeah. All right. So what? I saw the video where TJ came out. What things was he saying? Were you, Isaiah? I'm assuming you're on the passenger side.
Yeah, I was on the passenger side.
Okay. What was TJ saying?
He was fucking just calling us on, calling us pussies.
Okay, pussies. What else?
He just basically talking shit, what he always does.
Well, I know that. Like, I have like exact words. Like, what are? Try to remember as much snippets, anything you can say.
He just like, you guys are fucking pussies. You guys won't do shit. And then that's when I said,
He said you guys won't do shit.
You guys won't do shit.
Was he like refer to you guys to come out and fight him, or was he talking about the city council? Or
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably because we don't want to fight them, because every time we turn around, they're flipping us off and starting their freaking bullshit.
Yeah.
Freedom bullshit. Freedom bullshit. So let me ask you, the people in the chat here, let me ask you, does what he explained, would you classify that as harassment, disorderly conduct, and fighting words? Would you classify what he just explained to the cop as fighting words? Would you yourself jump out of a truck and go and attack somebody if somebody said that to you? Because I'm not seeing where I would jump out of the truck on that one. But let's continue.
And it's been going on for over a year, and I'm sick of them.
Right.
You know, a person can only take so much, especially when they're saying that we're doing crack and coke and meth and everything. And
so, first of all, smoking's bad. You shouldn't smoke. And alcohol is bad. You shouldn't drink alcohol. And as for drugs, well, drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs. Okay.
writing everything on the town hall. That's not right.
Is this every time they see you here? The
what?
Is this every time they see you here?
No, it's all over. Every time they see us all over town.
Okay.
They want to start flipping us off and calling us shit. And I just, a guy can only take so much.
You're right. A guy can only take so much. I guess. I don't know. I guess some guys are better than others. Because as it stands, we haven't had to throw a single punch. But they don't want to fight. They don't want to fight. It's because we go around and we flip them off all the time. And, let's not forget.
Come to my place.
Come to your place?
Yeah.
For what? We're right here?
Want some of this?
Some of what?
Some of this?
You ain't nobody. You're nobody.
Neither are you.
Why you here then, motherfucker? Why you here?
You don't even got a job.
Why you here?
Come to my place.
Come to my place. You know how ridiculous you sound? What are you gonna do? Yeah, that's me.
So does that classify as us going out and harassing them? I guess it does. I mean, the way that stuff works around here, I guess that does classify us as harassing them. But I don't know. Maybe John Paul's got a chance at fighting this. As long as they don't look at the video, there's a fighting chance. And as long as he didn't do anything stupid, like admit to doing it.
Now I couldn't see who did the initial, who shoved TJ first?
I shoved him.
You shoved him?
Yeah.
Because it looked like initially you were trying to get
Yes.
I was just initially trying to get everyone away.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was trying to.
I didn't want to fight anybody.
Okay.
I didn't want a confrontation at all.
And then after that, TJ, did he put you in a headlock?
He did.
Yeah, he did.
He did put me in a headlock. I was trying to get my arm away from him, and he put me in a headlock. So that's why I tried to put him off the head, and I pressed my head.
So you busted your head when you guys fell?
Yes, when we fell.
Okay. Did TJ strike you at all after?
He tried to strike me. I mean, he put me in a headlock. I consider that attacking.
You'll see it on the video. I struck him.
I think anybody could consider a headlock hit.
But after that, you weren't swinging on him or anything like that?
No, and then just
He was yelling for somebody to call the cops.
and the
Okay.
supposed called handicap over there came up and slapped me. You can see on the video.
It looked like it was hard to tell, but it did look like he was just trying to pull you off.
No, he hit me.
Okay.
And I also, there's a restraining order against Robert Avila. He's not supposed to harass me, yet he still keeps going to the town hall harassing me.
Right.
There's Stephanie, right on cue, trying to get people arrested. They don't get arrested for harassing people or whatnot or so forth. Must be an Aguilar thing.
Harassing you, that has nothing to do with this current investigation.
But I mean, apparently, my whole family needs a restraining order because they can't
Then
go
I would
anywhere.
I
was at work the other day for the meeting. I just happened to look out the window. They're parked in the parking lot. These two are coming down, and they're flipping them off, cussing and yelling.
For her and Robert, but she wasn't even here for this.
Okay.
So let's.
So as you can see, I mean, it's pretty much right there. I mean, didn't ask them what was exchanged, just said, hey, what did he say? Like, I mean, that's the way it's run down here.
You know, I'm curious.
And John,
well, I'm curious about something, right? He's coming up to do a plea deal, right? I'm just curious if anybody from the DA's office has reached out to the victim in that case.
I'm sorry, you were roboting a little bit. What was that, John?
I don't know if you can hear me too good now, but I'm just curious as to whether or not somebody from the DA's office has actually reached out to the victim in that case.
Actually, we are working on that case, and it probably the middle of the month it should be taken care of. Probably the middle of the month it should be taken care of. But and then we'll take different steps from there, John. But that's the mentality that goes on down here. That was just
No. I maybe I might have been. I don't know if you heard what I said. What I was saying though is, you would think that with him pleading out, that they would have talked to the victim, right, in the case, because I mean, clearly the victim is the one that's going to have to testify against him if it went to trial, right?
You would think, but I do believe that the victim did not press charges. It was the state that picked up the charges. And then on top of it, the victim got charged.
Yeah, I know. Funny how that works.
Because unfortunately here in Colorado, yeah, it's funny how that works. Because unfortunately here in Colorado, I do believe it's underneath the disorderly conduct. If you're fighting in public, it's disorderly conduct. So that's what they got him with. Even though it was clearly a self-defense type thing.
We know it's an Aguilar thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, just the mentality of what's happening down here. And then again, that's just an example. We don't even have the video from what happened in Rocky Ford with the council member that was acting like security. Sugar City has a few incidents with hands-on, to my knowledge. There's a few of these small towns where council members seem to go hands-on with people a lot.
Sugar City, I thought allegedly the mayor went I thought allegedly the mayor went hands-on with somebody at town hall, if I remember correctly, to the point where the mayor got so mad at the person that came in complaining about their bill that they tried to trespass them from town hall so they wouldn't have to deal with them.
Right. Yeah, something similar to that. That's somewhat close. That's a rough estimate about what happened. I mean, these towns out here in southern Colorado, they're just absolutely nuts and crazy. I don't know. I'm at a loss, John. I'm just at a loss of how we approach most of this, other than exposing it out to, everybody else. So that way, I mean, maybe we can get some interest into, some other opinions on how to handle this situation. You know what I'm saying, John?
Listen, any input's welcome.
Can we just tar and feather them all?
I would rather bring back the stockade in the center of town, but okay.
I like the stockade. I like the stockade idea. That would be fun.
The public shaming.
Oh, but we gotta watch, John, because this new day and age of PC, man, you gotta watch doing that type of stuff.
I agree.
Yeah. You get canceled.
Canceled. You can't do stuff like this. It picks on.
You stink. You disgust me. How can you live with yourself? You sit on a throne of lies.
You're not supposed to do stuff like that, John. That's.
I think maybe the emergency was she couldn't find her hair tie. That's why they canceled 2 hours before the meeting.
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't very snowy. I was waiting, but I guess he's not going to come up. We did ask for somebody to go down and do some on-scene investigative journalism for us, but when he arrived, the doors were all locked up, and we did not realize at that point in time that 2 hours prior to the meeting, they had canceled.
Sugar City, you suck.
For the second time.
For the second time
this month.
I mean, it definitely reminds me of Aguilar when they shut down for almost what was it? 2 months, good citizen?
Yeah, something like that.
2 months they had that door locked. You had to do a secret knock to get in to make sure that it was to make sure you could get in and pay your bill. It was kind of weird. And then like half the time the girls were working from home, so nobody was in the actual office, so nobody could go even pay their bill even if they wanted to.
Yeah, that'll be Sugar City shortly, yeah.
Right? I was about to say, I wonder if that's going to be Sugar City's future here for the next couple of months is you can just go home and work from home. Nobody will be in the office and nobody's got to do anything.
It's a blackout. They're gonna keep everybody blacked out best they can. That's the plan.
Or the other nice one that I like is where they turn around and they say they're going on vacation, and then say, "Oh, I got a call from so and so, and I ended up having to work the week of my vacation." So they take a week off as a vacation, and supposedly get a phone call that causes them to have to work the rest of the week while they're on vacation. So they're paying themselves twice, and then turn around and claim that they are owed a week's vacation at the end of it. So they're getting paid 3 times. That works out really good. I enjoy that one.
Yeah, you guys know loopholes, John. It pays to be in government. No doubt about it. But yeah, Sugar City bailed on us. They shouldn't have done that. And the Zoom thing, they shouldn't have done that. They need to stop trying to hide things, just move forward. Yeah, I mean, obviously they got a lot of issues to deal with, and they're not. So, and yeah, I mean, there's concerned citizens, and a lot of them don't want to have to go there and feel intimidated being there in person. So, if they want to know what's happening.
I just wanted to give a shout out to my best buddy up in Benton County. Jake, I love you, buddy.
Yeah, Jake is our buttered sausage. Yeah. Yeah, well, we do.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. What it is,
Jake.
why it is, what it's doing. Let's talk about buttered sausage. Friggin' scales.
Yeah. Well,
right.
I suppose we waited long enough.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm sorry, guys. We tried to keep it going long enough.
Gotcha, bitch! Thought you were getting the piece of cake, but you're getting this snack instead.
All we had was a snack, guys.
That's it. So.
That's it. Yeah. You missed the meeting, Scales.
Scales, you missed the meeting, man.
You
weren't around to curse out because, you're not supposed to curse around this lady right here. You're not.
The sign says no cursing.
The sign says no curse. Did we fail to tell people that? I think we failed to tell people that. They actually tried to put an ordinance in place that stated that you could not curse at the meetings. You can't.
Well, and there's no smoking at the meetings either. The sign says
obviously.
So. Yeah,
they forgot to inform me there's no swearing at the meeting.
Yeah, there's no swearing at the meeting.
You're not allowed.
You didn't know that?
No, they didn't tell me. I was cussing like a sailor. I don't understand.
That's weird. They got an ordinance against that, John.
Arrest me.
But the sheriff don't like them.
Oh, that's right. The sheriff doesn't like him. I wonder how much he would like the fact that in the last meeting that they actually held, how much crap she was talking about him.
Yeah. She dogged him pretty good, didn't she?
She dogged him real. Man, she's lucky if that guy shows up for her ever.
I'll
He's
think
probably
that.
driving the other direction, laughing at that point.
Yeah, what a mess.
Definitely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming in. Thank you for all your input. Thank you for joining in the chat. If you never joined in the chat and you're just sitting back lurking, we saw you lurking. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping in. You guys have a wonderful evening. Don't forget, we're on both channels. So while this is playing out, why don't you jump over to GCMs if you're on mine? If you're on GCMs, jump over to me. Throw likes on both. If you haven't subbed, sub, like,
Likes
comment.
are free.
And the likes are free. So have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Lost in the chaos, can't find the right word to express us. Life's a wild ride, full of unknowns. In this crazy time, feeling all alone. Fuck is my favorite word. When life gets absurd, shouting it loud and clear, just to face my fear.
This was special request, by the way. Special request. Code. Have a great night, bro. Go Wildcats.
I shouted steady. It ain't so bad. Some say it's rude. I say it's free. In every mood. That's just what's real. And fuck is my favorite word. When life gets absurd, shouting it loud and clear, just to face my fear. When things get heavy and the world goes mad, I shout it steady, it ain't so bad. Some say it's rude, I say it's free. In every mood, that's just what's real.
See you lurking.
Fuck is my favorite word.
Have a good night.
When life gets absurd, shouting it loud